Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to a spectacular emotional variety show tonight. Tiankuo has a lot to say to Yang Yang, but their time together is shorter than a pop song. He knows Tiankuo's feelings, but he can't even take care of his sister, so he buries his love deep inside. Before they knew it, night fell. Yang Yang wrapped up a busy day and excitedly invited Tiankuo to feast. They chose a noodle shop, and Yang Yang felt like she discovered a new world, happiness written all over her face. After their feast, Yang Yang called the boss and her coins flew out like a spring bloom. But as she counted her coins, a line formed behind her. Tiankuo felt like a ticking time bomb, worried about holding up. Putting his foot down, he paid the bill, but inadvertently bruised Yang Yang's pride as suddenly coins seemed like hot potatoes. Yang Yang wondered, is my hard-earned money scorned by Tiankuo? Is counting money so shameful? Even though Tiankuo kept explaining he just wanted to speed up the payment, Yang Yang still felt hurt, genuinely clueless about it. The kicker was that even the people next to them didn't want to wait, and Tiankuo wanted to rush it, as if counting money together with her was embarrassing. With a heavy heart, Yang Yang stormed off, not knowing that the night's misfortune had only just begun. Little did she know, a fire was raging upstairs, and her hearing-impaired sister couldn't hear the neighbors' calls. When Yang Yang got home and learned her sister was hospitalized, guilt filled her. She thought she had only had fun while her sister was in danger. Seeing her sister sad, the sister tried to comfort her, saying she was tired too and still came to see her without wiping off her makeup. The sister cheered Yang Yang up, saying it's no biggie, just a gunshot wound, nothing to cry about. However, as she passed the medical room, she overheard nurses discussing how serious her sister's injuries were. This would directly affect her sister's competitions. After hearing that, Yang Yang felt even worse, blaming herself for the noodle. She resolved to set aside her personal feelings, focusing entirely on her sister's recovery and training for competitions. Who had time for love? She feared subjecting her sister to harm again. Since Tiankuo and Yang Yang split, Tiankuo had lost contact with Yang Yang. He messaged her but got no reply, and he no longer saw her around the swimming pool. Street performers poured their hearts out, trading sweat for meager rewards, some not even caring. The clown noticed the downcast Tiankuo and cheerfully handed him a purple feather, as if saying, "Don't lose hope, things will get." Tiankuo felt a spark of realization, understanding that his earlier goofiness nearly cost him a beautiful love. He returned to the noodle shop where he once dined with Yang Yang. As he chewed and plotted how to apologize, he overheard the boss saying dismissive stuff about Yang Yang behind his back. After hearing this, Tiankuo was furious. He wasn't a mute boss, he was a savvy hearing-impaired friend. After signing, he flared with rage, angrily paid with coins to show the boss coins count too. He messaged Yang Yang, saying paying with coins was incredibly satisfying and eagerly awaited her response. Seeing his gloomy son, Dad decided it was time for a heart-to-heart, revealing that before meeting Mom, had faced heartbreak. Tiankuo was amazed his dad had a colorful love history. Dad clarified it wasn't about abundance, but never meeting the right one. He asked Tiankuo what kind of girl he liked. Tiankuo abruptly asked, "Dad, would you accept me dating a hearing-impaired girl?" Meanwhile, Mom discussed Yang Yang with Dad and, surprisingly, didn't pose but worried about communicating without sign language. But they didn't, and future communication would be tricky. Next day, Mom gave Tiankuo a few thousand. Tell him to play with Yang Yang, no rush to return. Buy whatever. Tiankuo wandered aimlessly. Suddenly, rain poured down, mirroring Tiankuo's mood, with sunshine nowhere in sight. Determined to buy a gift for Yang Yang, he rushed into the store despite the downpour. Arriving at Yang Yang's house, he rang the doorbell incessantly, but no one answered. He felt puzzled. Meanwhile, Yang Yang hid behind the door, contemplating how she'd respond to Tiankuo. Afraid of being found, she didn't want her sister hurt again. After Tiankuo left, Yang Yang braved stepping out. On her way home, she stumbled upon a gift at her door, an adorable transparent waterbird piggy bank. This was just Tiankuo's way of saying he didn't look down on coins at all. His sister understood that Yang Yang sacrificed her love for her, making her feel guilty. So, she trained even harder. Unfortunately, her intense training worsened her rib injury, and the coach reluctantly had to let her go. Despair washed over her like a tsunami, and she cried silently in the bathroom, unsure how to face Yang Yang. She could accept failure but couldn't bear to let her sister down, so a despondent Yang Yang let alone. On her way home, she saw a sign on a telephone pole that read, "The apocalypse is near, start planting trees." At first, she ignored it, but trees popping up made her see things were getting serious. Until she arrived home and saw Tiankuo, dressed as a tree, waiting, hoping for forgiveness with a waterbird tree tail. He wanted to tell her that environmental damage made forests disappear and he'd be a protective tree. However, Yang Yang was feeling down because her sister had lost all hope for competitions. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to subscribe to our channel.